Years, former lead counsel for the World Bank. She turned whistleblower, attorney Karen Hudes.
Karen Hudes, could you give the audience a little background on yourself?
Yes, I'm a lawyer and an economist, and I worked in the legal department of the World Bank for 20 years. I did what a lawyer inside a bank is supposed to do, which is when the financial information was getting fiddled, I reported it up the corporate ladder. I went to the audit committee. When that didn't work, I went to the U.S. Treasury Department. When that didn't work, I went to the U.S. Congress. When that didn't work, I went to Ben Bernanke. When that didn't work, I went to the rest of the world.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, and when that didn't work, I went to the rest of the world. And that's where we are now. We're with the rest of the world.
Is a special trust that contains just about all of the world's gold. It was established by Ferdinand Marcos. This gold, people want to know what the gold is. It's
You're referring to the president of the Philippines, of the former president of the Philippines, who died in '89, correct?
That's correct. That's who. Except, it's not clear about the exact date of his death because he had a cousin who, he was removed. He was removed by the CIA. It was not by a popular uprising. You know how the CIA stages these things. And he was sent off to Hawaii. But he had expected that this was going to happen, and he had gotten his cousin to stand in for him. So he was actually, it was his cousin that was in Hawaii, captive. But anyway, what Ferdinand Marcos did was he took the world's gold. I was explaining what is the world's gold. It's gold from King Solomon. It's gold that the conquistadors in Spain gathered up from the Aztec and Inca civilizations. It is gold that was gathered by General Yamashita between World War I and World War II. And what the banks did when they gathered up the gold, they issued certificates to the wealthy people who had the gold. And those certificates had interest that was payable in gold. And the interest has been compounding. What Ferdinand Marcos did was he put the gold in a trust for benefit of humanity. And he said that the trust would be for 50 years. The reason he did this, he was a lawyer, and he knew that if somebody claims that they own something, he said that the trust would be for 50 years. The reason he did this, he was a lawyer, and he knew that if somebody claims that they own something and they are not able to prove their claim for 50 years, that claim is extinguished. That's a legal concept called statute of limitations.
Actually, we don't know how much there is because account we have not been allowed to look into these accounts. The estimate that has been made was ranging from $5 billion to $10 billion.
We're entering the documents of the trial of the century. Oh! Here. 170 banks that Marcos deposited money on. These are the 350,000 documents used against me. Now, all of that. All the mines, all the banks of the world, 170 banks of the world. And I have the bill of lading. And these are all U.S. government exhibits. Just to show you the bill of lading, how much is $240 million. Oh my goodness. Is it million? Billion? Billion. Billion? 240 billion? Only one shipment. And these are plenty of shipments.
Look, if only I had a photographic memory, I could tell you what it was, but alright, we can't show you. But it shows deposits in the name of Ferdinand Marcos in a bank in Brussels, and it's for 987. Can we show the camera?
No, yes. You know.
987 billion dollars. 908. Can we show the camera?
No, yes. You know.
Well, I thank our team for the prayers for the vindication of the Marcos and the Filipino people. Thank you.
Hands down, out there now. Would you want to say something for the president? Well, you should be very proud of your First Lady. She's a marvelous woman, a woman of great courage. She inspired us all. The evidence established without a doubt that she was utterly innocent, that it was a wrong charge, it was politically motivated, and that was a shame.
Now that the jury has acquitted Ms. Marcos and the courts have spoken, I think we should put an end to all of these speculations and talks about criminal acts and liabilities committed by the Marcoses and start.
Sa simula pa lamang ng 1970, kumakalat na ang usap-usapan tungkol sa mga plano ni Presidente Ferdinand Marcos. Noon ay kahahalal pa lamang ni Marcos sa kanyang ikalawang term bilang Presidente ng Pilipinas. Sa ilalim ng konstitusyong umiiral noon, 2 term lang ang Presidente. Hindi na pwedeng tumakbo si Marcos sa pagka-Presidente sa 1973. Ayon sa usap-usapan, pinaplano na ni Marcos kung paano siya mananatili sa kapangyarihan. Ang kanyang Plan A, gawing parlamentaryo ang sistema ng gobyerno. Sa gayon, kung hindi na siya pwedeng maging presidente, ay pwede pa rin siyang manungkulan bilang Prime Minister. At ang Plan B, ayon pa rin sa kumakalat na usap-usapan, ideklara ang martial law, patas militar.
Yes, that is quite clear. In spite of any result of any constitutional convention, I have no intention of running for a third term.
Mga kababayan!
Taong 1971, isang grupo ng mga Pilipino ay pinadala sa China ng Communist Party of the Philippines, o CPP. Inatasan ni Joma Siso na sumama sa sensitibong misyon. Nooy 28 taong gulang ang ngayon 67 na at matalas pa rin ang alaala.
So nagpunta kami sa China with that, for that purpose to principally to get military aid from China. And naisip niya, the South China Sea. Ang method was shipment sa South China Sea. Si Joma envisioned the Philippine Revolution to be somewhat like Vietnam. Joma envisioned the Philippine Revolution to be somewhat like Vietnam.
Mula China noong 1972. Dala nito ang mahigit 1,000 armas para sa umuusbong na New People's Army. Ngunit nahuli ang barko, nagka-enkwentro, at ngayon ay nasa ilalim ng dagat.
Proclaimed martial law.
Isa ito sa ginamit na dahilan ni dating Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos para ideklara ang martial law.
Any threat against the state government and against peace and order of our city.
Mga kababayan!
I had to assume responsibility. And I am not one for shirking duty. The people said there was necessity for proclaiming martial law. And the people said, you are the only official who can proclaim martial law. So I proclaim martial law. And I sincerely believe that it was necessary to proclaim martial law to install order and stability because there was complete anarchy throughout the country at the time.
Yan ang laging iisip yung pag-asenso, mararating kung handa kang tiisin ang
living such a great history according to our geography, Manila.
When someone told me, ang ganda mo, I answered, sana ikaw rin.
President Emilio Aguinaldo was the grandfather of Prime Minister Cesar Virata, who's here. My grandfather only commanded the revolutionary forces. We have changed places since then. Incidentally, that statement allegedly made by Cardinal Sin has been denied by Cardinal Sin. I was surprised that you haven't heard about it. This just goes to prove that there is some time lag when you move towards the West. they tried to kidnap our foreign minister, Romulo, whom you just saw today. And I told him, you better disappear because I will not ransom you.
After the attack on Pearl Harbor, U.S. bases in the Philippines could not be defended. Why should we expect that in another war these bases would be more reliable?
That's one of the questions that I wanted to find out. If you're going to run out on us anyway, you better let us know now.
There is widespread malnutrition in the Philippines, and only 1/3 of your labor force has regular employment. Given this, how do you justify the prosperity in which you, your family, and friends live?
You must like us, the way you ask this question. Anyway, I don't know where you get your figures, but the unemployment figure in the Philippines is 4%. I don't know what's yours. I do know what's yours, but...
What do you say to critics who say your health is poor and you won't be around very long, but your wife may be?
Anybody want to try me in the ring?
True, as your biography states, that you were born in a thunderstorm?
How should I know? But my mother says so, yes. My mother says, and I guess if you can't believe your mother, whom will you believe, huh?
Thank you very much.
What is the use of independence if the slaves of today will be tyrants?
Sa inilabas ng Special Audit Report ng Commission on Audit of HOA noong August 16, 172 senador at kongresista ang naglaan ng mahigit 6 na bilyong piso sa 82 questionable non-government organization o NGO.
Sinasabing sa panahon pa ng mga Amerikano nag-umpisa ang pork barrel, tinanggal ito ni dating Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos nang ideklara ang martial law at i-abolish ang Kongreso noong 1972. Matapos ang EDSA Revolution, ibinalik ang pork barrel noong 1987 at tinawag na Visayas Development Fund at Mindanao Development Fund. Pinalitan ito ng Countrywide Development Fund noong 1990 na may inisyal na pondong 2.3 billion pesos. Noong taong 2000, pinalitan ito ng pangalan at tinawag na PIDAB. Ngunit kahit ano pa man ang naging katawagan dito, mula noon hanggang ngayon, nasa diskresyon ng mga mambabatas ang paggastos na siya namang pinagmumulan ng pang-aabuso.
For the sake of the Filipino people, I ask Mr. Marcos to step down now so that we can have a peaceful transition of government.
Sabi-sabi halaan, hinuwang kalayaan ng mga tinatapa.